And BBC Chairman Samir Shah faced a parliamentary grilling over the handling of a misleading edit of a speech that Trump gave on January 6, 2021, acknowledging that the broadcaster was too slow in handling the matter. Shah rejected claims that BBC's impartiality was being undermined from within its own board. Take a look.
You're right. I think when we make a mistake, it's an important thing. We need to identify the problem and take the correct actions. It's not enough to say, well, everything else is great. It's important we hold ourselves to high standards. But when we do make a mistake, what tends to happen, has happened over the years, is that people who want to have a go at the BBC use it to have a go at the BBC. And I said at the beginning here, I apologise for the people who care deeply for the BBC and wanted to survive and thrive.
Besides Shah, Michael Prescott, author of Leaked Memo, and board members Robbie, Gibb and Thomson appeared before the Select Committee. The grilling comes days after President Donald Trump confirmed he would be taking legal action against the broadcaster over the editing of his speech, despite an apology from the BBC. Now, questioned by the committee over its handling of reports of bias at the public broadcaster, Samir Shah said it had not been chaotic and defended fellow board member Robbie Gibb against allegations of bias.
It is unfair to say that Robbie comes with, he's principally a journalist. He was a journalist running the whole BBC's political journalism, and he did that with great skill and great commitment to impartiality. That's my view about it.
It's up there as one of the most ridiculous charges. People had to find some angle. It's complete nonsense. It's also deeply offensive to fellow board members who are, as Samir was saying, are people of great standing in different fields. The idea that somehow I'm not even sure what the charge is, to be honest, and basically other than to say it's complete nonsense.
Now, the former BBC advisor Michael Prescott, who penned the leaked memo that plunged the BBC into crisis, said that even as BBC was not institutionally biased, it did have editorial failings and that he had hoped his criticisms would help fix them.
Because I never envisaged events playing out in the way they did. I was hoping that the concerns I had could and would be addressed privately. In the first instance, that was why I wrote to the board. For reasons I can go into if you wish, it became pretty clear to me the board was not taking stuff as seriously as I'd hoped and assumed it would. So I then sent the memo on to Ofcom and DCMS.
Now, Prescott compiled a dossier on issues within BBC News, including failings in the editing of a speech, Trump, and allegations of bias in its coverage of the Israel-Hamas war and transgender issues. Its most explosive complaint was that the BBC's flagship documentary program had edited together clips from a Trump speech on the day his supporters overran the Capitol in 2021, making it look as though he had advocated violence. Now, the report was leaked to the Daily Telegraph, sparking the resignations of BBC Director General Tim Davie and Head of News Deborah Turness, and a threat by Trump to sue BBC for up to $5 billion. The BBC said last week that Shah sent a letter to the White House saying that he and the corporation were sorry for the edit of the speech, but the broadcaster said it had not defamed Trump and rejected the basis for his lawsuit threat. The BBC has now formally launched its search for a new chief following the resignation of Tim Davie.